Recently, I've been doing a lot of research on tattoo history, and I wanted to explain how far the tattooing industry has come within the last 120 years. Okay, I've been writing about this guy by the name of Bert Grimm. He was alive from 1900 to 1985. And when I did the research on tattooing during Bert Grimm's time and the actual conditions, I ran into this and I thought it was really fascinating for us to know how far the tattoo industry has grown. So, during his time, there were no disposable needles, no autoclaves, no gloves, no barrier film, no bloodborne pathogen education, no licensing boards, no OSHA, no inspections, no health department standards. Tattooing existed outside of medicine, outside of regulation, and outside public concern. Needles, they were handmade, soldered to bars by hand, usually made out of sewing needles or straight pins. They were sharpened manually and reused on client after client. Cleaning the needles meant wiping, rinsing in water, sometimes alcohol, and sometimes flame. Sterilization as we know it today did not exist. A clean needle meant it doesn't look dirty and it didn't cause a problem last time. That's how they thought in the 1900s. Okay, this one's gross. Probably the grossest part of the whole thing. Okay, sponges, rags, and buckets of water. This is where it gets uncomfortable and real. One or two shared sponges or rags dunked repeatedly into a bucket of water, and it was the same bucket for the entire day. Blood, ink, plasma accumulating over time. That bucket was not cleaned in between clients, not disinfected, and it lasted all day. If a tattooer wiped your tattoo, they wiped everyone else's tattoo with the same sponge, and that was normal in the 1900s. The thing I found interesting was the ink. Ink was mixed by hand from powder pigments, stored in communal containers, often reused across sessions, so after client after client after client, and they were rarely discarded. Ink caps as disposables did not exist in the 1900s, okay? Dipping back into ink was very, very common in the early 1900s. Why everybody didn't panic, right? This is probably what you're wondering the most about. Everyone lived like this. Hospitals were dangerous, surgery was risky, and infection was common. Tattooing was already high risk, okay? Tattoo infections weren't shocking, they were expected. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk today. I hope you enjoyed it because I'll be sharing more with you later.